Hey, hi, this is Kaushik. This is my demo for part two of Erlang project. In part one, I'd implemented an actor-based Reddit engine. Part two extends this with REST API interface and command line client. So let me share my screen and show you the structure of the project. So, so yeah. So the two main files for the part two would be full underscore API of Gleam, which will start the server. So we have another file which is CLI underscore client.gleam, which starts the command line client. So these two integrate with the existing engine from part one without any modifications to it. So let me start by running the REST API server. So I'll be basically using the command gleam run minus m full underscore API. So, I've executed this. So here, as you can see, the server is now running on localhost 8000, on localhost report of 8000. So it shows all the available endpoints, including the user registration, creating subreddits and posts. Then we have the search functionalities and some system metrics. So the server is now ready for ready to accept the HTTP requests. So I can run the command line client on another terminal. So let me run the client. So I'll be executing the command gleam run minus m scale underscore scale client. Okay. So the client first connects to the server by running a head check. So after the head check, the client proceeds to create a like register a user. Okay. So notice that the REST API communication here it shows that like it shows that the method is post to register to the register endpoint, and then we can see the full URL which is right over here. Okay, so once the user has registered successfully, we get this JSON response which looks like this, and then we have this user one which would be the ID for the user which is created. And then second, we have this, like next, the client proceeds to register a second user. So in this registration, we can see the similar kind of response, which is a JSON uh, response, and then we have this user too, which is unique to the user, like user which are created. So this is the response for the register user. So after that, the client proceeds to create a subreddit. So you can see that this is also a post request, and then this is the URL for the endpoint. And then once the subreddit has been created successfully, we get this JSON response. So in this JSON response, we can see that we have the ID for the subreddit, which is going to be unique. And then we have the name and the other details over here. So next, the client proceeds to create a post, which would be under the subreddit, which was created above. So this is the ID of the post, and then this is going to be unique. And then we have the author, the subreddit to which the post belongs to, the title of the post, then other details for the post. So next, the client is proceeding for the first search functionalities. So first, it's searching for post. So here the query parameters are Q and type. So Q is the name which we are searching, like, and then type is the post. Like type could be a post, subreddits or users. So we're trying to search for posts. So that will be the type over here, and then Q would be the name for which the post belong, like the name for the posts. So here we once the search is completed and then we have a match, we get a array. So the in the array we have like for this search we only have one match. So this array has a single entity or a single post. So here we can see the post ID, the subreddit to which the post belongs to, and the details of the post. And then next the search functionality, we are trying to exploit it for the subreddits. We are trying to search for subreddits with the name test, and then here the uh, URL for the request and like URL for the endpoint. Change this with type is equal to subreddits. So once we get a match, we get an array. So in the array here we have a single match. So we have the ID for the subreddit, the name, of the subreddit, and the details. So next, we're trying to exploit the search functionality for searching the user. So here the type would be converted to users, and then we have the result, which would be an array of the users which are matching with the name user. So here we have two users. Both users have the username starting with USER. So those are going to be selected from the search for search. So next we have the command which checks for the metrics. So we have the metrics of the server over here when we execute this command. So this gives us the number of users, the subreddits, the posts, and the other details. So yeah, so throughout this demo, we are seeing that REST API communicated clearly, and every request shows us a method like REST API method, which would be post, which is basically post or get, and it shows us the complete endpoint, like endpoint of the URL, complete URL endpoint, and the full JSON response which was received from the server. So this demonstrates that the client and the server are communicating via REST API with HTTP request and JSON response. So to summarize, I've demonstrated how to run the code, starting the server and the client, account creation and user registration, and complete search functionality across posts, subreddits, and users. And clearly, REST API communication with we have clear REST API communication with visible HTTP request and JSON responses. The implementation successfully extends the actor-based engine from part one with REST API interface. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.